Alright, so in today's video we're going to talk about the basics of quarantining. Those right there were the sheep that we just got from a farm that we've gotten animals from before, so it changes a little bit for us on that. But the basics, we'll kind of talk about our time frame, the testing you should be doing before you bring animals onto your property, and then kind of considerations in managing them once they're here. So first thing is the kind of time frame wise. Ideally you want to try and quarantine them for at least 30 days. 2 weeks is kind of your bare minimum, and what we're choosing to do this time, because we've gotten animals from them before, and timing wise is kind of all the time we have based on what we need to do and where we are in our management. And then for the diseases you want to be testing for, it's going to be CL, CAE, or OPP in sheep and yonis. And this is something that can be done, most people that you're buying from, if they have a relationship with the vet, should be able to have a vet come out, do that testing before you even go get them. If they don't, or they don't want to, that can be a red flag that they might not be someone you want to be getting animals from. We'll go into detail about those diseases in a different video later. Then having that ahead of time is great. If you've already gotten animals from that farm, like we have, we did not do the testing beforehand. We brought them home and then we're sending the testing out for that. And those are diseases that herds can test for ahead of time, so that way you don't have to, worry about if they've had any positives in the past, because they're routinely testing. So that's really important and can be really helpful to know that you're getting them from a place, because it leads to chronic issues later on down the line if they're positive for something, and it's something you don't want to deal with. And then the basics for managing them is you want to make sure that you're dealing with your animals that you have on your property first before you handle the other ones. So your quarantine group you want to do last, so that way you're not going and doing them, touching their water buckets, getting their snotty nose stuff, and then bringing it over to your herd. So that's really an important part of the process of going about bringing new animals onto your property. Ideally, having a space specifically for quarantining is going to be best as well, away from your other animals. Ours this time around is not very far away. The barn is back there. Our current animals are right here. So this is our entire kind of property area. Last time we used a friend's beef barn that had extra stalls that they don't really use anymore. So we had our goats there while we were waiting for the testing and for them to kind of settle out. And then we brought them back to our property. So a little bit different. I probably wouldn't have been doing this if I didn't get animals from them before and trust them a decent amount. So that's kind of how we did that this year. Not ideal, so do as I say, not as I do. And then that's kind of where my recommendations are at in terms of that. So again, at least the 30 days if you can. 2 weeks is a very bare minimum. Do some biosecurity testing before you bring your animals, or at least quarantine them, and then do it when you get here. And that's something your vet can do, so have that relationship ahead of time, very important. And then make sure you're handling the current animals first, then handling your new ones, so you don't transfer anything back and forth. So let's go see what everyone else is doing. So this is a little alleyway they have to walk out to the big area of pasture out in the back that we gave them this time around. This is actually Bug and her 1, 2, 3 babies. What are you doing over there, Socks? That we got from the farm that we got the sheep from. She's one of our, pretty much one of our best moms, honestly, of how she acts. She's raising triplets this time around, and she's done a great job with them. She's just hanging out over by herself. Katara, be nice. And that's our oldest doe right there, Katara, who's also a fantastic mom. We'll be keeping one of her little bucklings intact as a replacement animal for our current buck, and also for her, because we do like her genetics and what she raises and her giant body and those fun things. So these were the babies, or some of them. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day and happy farming.